And every year we get apples that drop, and you can see an apple here that it's got a wormhole in it. And anybody that picked up an apple like that would think it would be rotten. But I'll show you what you can do with them. First of all, this is a lemon juice and water mixture. And as you can see, it stops it from browning. The top part was facing the air. Now I'm cutting open a rotten apple, and watch what happens. In every rotten apple, there's plenty there that you can still use, that is untouched by bugs. We're obviously not spraying the apples or anything. Look at that nice good piece. Anybody could eat a piece of apple like that. So here's another one that's rotten. I'm going to find the good part of this apple here. Right away, you can see they come in the bottom, the codling larvae, or moth or whatever, the worm. And he's gotten into the apple already. He hasn't eaten all the way through it yet, so he still might be in there. But I want the good piece of the apple. So I'm cutting it up here, and you can start to see all the bad parts that he's eaten. One little worm does this. Eats it from the core. And actually, he's right there. Let's see if I can get you a close-up. Pardon me. There he is. This little guy, and there's hundreds of them in the tree, come in and destroy the apples. They eat the cores, and then the apple falls premature. But that's okay. It's a war between me and him. One of us is going to get these apples. He's gotten his share. Look how many have fallen from our tree. I think this is a 55-gallon barrel, or no, maybe not that much. 25-gallon? I don't know. It's a big one, anyways. Full of apples, and I've cut them all up, and I've put them in fresh water. I'm going to boil these and cook these now. That will soften them so I can blend them. Stir them up, keep them so that they don't brown too much. But it's, as you'll see the end effect, it doesn't even matter if they brown. A browned apple looks visually unappealing to us, but it has not very much difference in the flavor that I can tell. So if they go brown, they go brown. So I'm just boiling these for a few minutes, bringing them to a boil, and you'll see. Once they start to foam, they'll get really soft. This other pot here hasn't foamed yet. But this one's ready to go. This one I can strain all the water and empty it out. I've strained them, which you didn't see, and poured them into my blender. Now I'm going to season them like an apple pie. I'll put a little bit of ground cinnamon. I'm just eyeballing it. It's up to you how much you want to put. Some ground nutmeg and brown sugar to sweeten it, because these apples are a little tart. You grind them up. Every now and then you might have to pull out a spoon and actually give it a stir to help the blender out, like stop the blender and stir them. And when you're done, you pour them on your dehydrator. You want about a 1/4 inch thick, and you don't want any air holes in it. You want one constant ring of this stuff. Almost like you're spreading it for a pizza. You want complete coverage though, and again, 1/4 inch. And as you can see, the applesauce, right now it actually smells like fresh apple pie with that seasoning. Basically what we've done is made applesauce. Now this is the next morning. It's been running all night. A few of these were thinner and thicker than the others. So you want to test them to see that they're not sticky. As long as they're not sticky, they're done. These ones in here are still a little sticky, so they gotta go another hour or two. Okay, so I'm getting quite a lot considering these apples are going to be thrown out anyways. Lay out some saran wrap. And peeling it at first is a little tricky. You feel like it's almost like you're peeling tape or scotch tape off of a soft surface. You just work at it and eventually you'll get it. Takes it a second to get going. Well, you'll hear the sound as soon as I get it. There it starts to go. Lay it out, and now we're just going to roll it. That's probably why they call it Fruit Rollups. Once it's rolled, you can cut it into 1 or 2 inch pieces. That big long stick will be way too much, obviously, for somebody to eat, so you cut it up maybe into 6 or 7 different smaller pieces. That's how you get fruit leather or fruit roll-ups the easy way.